Hey guys, what's going on? It's Russell again. If you're new to the channel and you want to know all about these different stock alert services, then make sure you hit subscribe because this is what I do every day. Go through all these different free stuff, like free guides like this one, the Rebel's Guide to Trading Options, and all these different alert services. I'm going to be focusing a little bit more on the lesser known stock alert services going forward though, because I've covered the vast majority of things like Tim Sykes, all these big names. And I think there's a lot of hidden gems in the Discord world, for example, or some of these lower, less known stock trading services that are being started by like just one guy or two guys that like really know what they're doing, but they haven't invested in a bunch of crazy over the top advertising. Anyway, let's get into today's video, which is a little bit about Don Kaufman and the Rebel's Guide to Trading Options. So before we get into the freebie that he's offering, I just want to show you the review that I've done on this guy. So it was a little bit ago, it was last year, and it's in this article under Don Kaufman Theo Trade Review. I'll put a link in the description below for you guys to check it out. The review is not super extensive, but I started off by doing some research on Don, and he's really well known. He's written for Benzinga, all these different articles and different, these high-flying media outlets. He basically got his start about 2 decades ago with TDA, and he was in charge of the educational content on the Thinkorswim platform, which is super well respected. So this guy definitely has some credibility right off the bat, which is pretty cool because often these guys just have some rags to riches story. Don doesn't. So Don has just this like solid 2 decades of experience educating people in the stock market via articles and also on the Thinkorswim platform, which is pretty cool. So he runs a service called Theo Trade, and it's about $100 a month, so pretty much right in the middle of where most of these things are priced. So the cool thing is, like, the focus is on education. It's not so much on alerts and trading chat rooms and stuff, although there is one. He has one of the most extensive basically libraries of stock trading and options trading educational material that I've ever seen. I'll show some of that in a minute. So it's not just him though, there's actually 4 different guys who he claims to have vetted to make sure that their trading strategies and their ability to teach this stuff is top notch. So let's have a look at what he offers. Let's just go, I've got this page open here. So he also offers a lot of free stuff, by the way. So if you go into theotrade.com, I'll leave a link in the description below, that he basically gives a lot of free stuff. So here's some watch list scans, directions on how to import into Thinkorswim. So we actually have a course, my friend Jesse and I, where we teach a very specific version of this. So we teach how to set up Thinkorswim for scalping, so we can scalp these really fast moves that are alerted by other stock alert services. So you can get all set up and get a few percent on every trade with a huge position size. Thinkorswim's the ideal platform. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can go and check out our course, which is the ultimate Thinkorswim scalping guide. But in general, I think since Don actually worked for Thinkorswim, then you might want to go and check out some of these things if you use the platform. So if we go to Theo Trades directly, this is the website. You get all the classes up the top here, so you can go and have a look at some of them. Looking down here, so these are some of the classes. If you want to learn how to sell premium, his stuff on that, all these different things. So just a ton of options stuff. There's options basics, 5-part course. And like everybody always says, oh, you can get this stuff all for free, and sure you can, and one of the things that he offers is the free options guide. But with paid courses, they tend to be much more in depth and usually use some examples from real trades and things like that. So I don't hesitate to invest in these courses particularly, just because I know the value in being presented with all somebody's experience, that things that are really relevant, rather than just spending all your time scouting around the internet trying to find everything that you want. It's worth paying, in my opinion, for packaged courses, as long as they're not too expensive. So here's all the different courses he has. You see all this different stuff. So it's primarily an education service, but he does do alerts, but they're very infrequent. So if we go to here, So I looked and he does buy sell alerts via text, but only 1 to 2 times a week, so it's not really something that if you're a very active trader you'd be that interested in. But still, he definitely does do live trading, which is pretty cool. So yeah, the classes have pretty much everything you'll ever want in them. There's classes on like all about like delta in options, so there'll be just classes on that, which is pretty cool, rather than being bundled into some course. This is something actually I was really impressed with, is this Monte Carlo simulation method. So nobody else is doing this because the computers require so much. They're so powerful computers, they're worth millions of dollars. So Theo Trade is partnered with this high velocity trading firm, which I don't think he says which one it is, but they run these simulations, which is really cool. So you're definitely getting that if you sign up with Don on some of this stuff. And that leads me to what I was really meaning to talk about here, which is the Rebel's Guide to Trading Options by Don Kaufman. I'll leave a link in the description below, but you can also go and see this, my review website and click on it to get it for free. This is ideally suited if you are a complete new trader to options, in my opinion. I went through it the other day. This is it. It is a 52-page course. It has everything that you'll ever want to know about options trading. So here's the contents. So it goes into a little bit about what he believes in, his main principles, and they're nothing particularly exciting. They're, cut losses quickly sort of thing. So not a super duper revelation here. So put the strategy and trade logic first, capital allocation, so kind of the basics, directional bias. So the course goes through all the different stuff that you ever need to know about options. And here we go. So, starting from simple calls and puts all the way through to selling premium. So looking through, tells you about the strike price, like all the basics. And I know for me, options was particularly intimidating. I don't know why, and I think it is for a lot of people. I think a lot of it's just the terminology, and he goes through some of that here. And once you get the terminology in your head, it's really not that hard to buy and sell options. So things like at the money, out of the money, these are really simple concepts, but they're enough to put a new options trader off. At least they were for me. I didn't start trading options for quite a long time into my trading career. Time decay, all this kind of stuff. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, so you should go and check out this course. It's free. The Rebel's Guide to Trading Options. The title's kind of funny because it seems designed by some marketing team to make you seem like, you feel like you're special, like I'm a rebel, Rebel's Guide to Trading Options. There's really no reason to have the word rebel in there other than for marketing purposes. So anyway, yeah, if you've never heard of Theo Trades, you might want to go and check him out. I think the educational stuff is pretty comprehensive, and Don himself has a really good reputation in the industry, so definitely worth checking out and learning from. Anyway, thanks again for listening, and make sure you subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Cheers.